work for you? What do you like? What do you think are your strengths?
Right.
What do you think your weaknesses? Like what's something you want to work on? Like just having a conversation and respecting me in that. But also, what I thought was important is okay, then him coming back and being like, I've seen you play, I've watched these clips in these games, and this is what I see. And like having a middle ground, like this is a way I think I can help you. This is a little area that we can touch up or whatever. And I think really meeting in the middle, I can't imagine a goalkeeper's not going to respect that when you've done your homework and you've studied and
Yeah.
you're looking for ways to improve me, but I also get to say my piece and what I think helps me, works for me. I think just like an actual like conversation goes a long way.
Yeah, and those conversations are key because what you see as, okay, this is where I need work, that conversation and him going back and looking at film again from your point of view, like why does she
Mm-hmm.
think she needs work here and stuff, he might see something totally different. Like it
Absolutely.
might be a positioning issue that you didn't even
Yep.
realize,
Absolutely.
or like a balance issue or a timing issue that you didn't
Mm-hmm.
even realize, like why does this keep happening, I'm just not doing this, but that's not actually, what if I tweak it this way? And so
Yeah.
you have to have those conversations so that they can understand where your mind is and then take what they can see, and you can mix it together.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think anyone who's playing this game with the right drive and the right reasons, no matter how long you've been playing it, like you always want to get better. You always want to grow.
Yeah.
Like I know I have played with veteran goalkeepers who are like, I am who I am. And I'm not looking to change. Like I've seen that, but personally it's not something I can empathize with because every till the day I retire, I want to be growing. Like that's
Absolutely.
part of the enjoyment for me. And the game's evolving. I want to evolve. And like both of goalkeeping is inches. So if you can literally get an inch better at something, that could be the difference in winning or losing a game or making a save or not making a save. And so I just think there's always ways to challenge and grow, whether it's mentally, physically, in the gym, on the field, positioning, maybe narrowing your set, widening your set, setting
Yep.
a step backwards or a step forwards. Like there's so much in goalkeeping that can be improved upon. And so I think anyone coming in working with a veteran or a new player has to be ready to see where they're at and find another level. And I think somebody's going to buy into that.
Mish, something I want to bring up, and Susk, obviously, you played for a long time as well too, is that like, the longer a goalkeeper, the more reps a goalkeeper's had, like chances are like there's been more injuries, more wear on the tires, honestly. This is something I'm experiencing right now, even just playing men's league. I'm just like, geez, well, now I've got no back for 3 days. That's the way that works now. But like, I think if you're a young coach out there, like you have to take that into consideration and be like, hey, so-and-so's 23, like they don't have as much, they don't have as much wear. Maybe I can put them through these activities. Maybe so-and-so, I need to focus in another area with them, and communicate.
When I was playing for New York, and there's, what was I, 30, whatever, two, whatever. And we had a 21-year-old goalkeeper, and who will remain nameless. And like it was literally like, my MO was like, I would get up in the morning, I'd have, don't do this anybody. I'd have like 1,600 milligrams of ibuprofen. I'd put a thermacare on my back. I'd go get stretched out. My back heated. I'd play with a thermacare taped to my back. Like, found out I played my whole last season with a herniated disc, but whatever. And I had a 21-year-old goalkeeper that was like, let's do power diving at the end of practice. First of all, there's no reason to do power diving.
Yeah.
But second of all, I'd be like, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean? And my coach would be like, all right, so-and-so, well, because we had extra time at the end of practice, we're going to go work on some stuff you want to work on, Sask. Head to the training room. You're good. I've just gone through like pre-goalkeeping, then I went through, practice and everything like that. I'm like, I'm good. And like understanding, yes, there are differences there and how to manage them and everything.
Yep.
I don't need to go diving into the upper 90 at the end of practice 2 days before a game. Like it's like there's no reason to. Now, had that been part of practice and everything like that and part of the training session, of course I'm going to do it. But if it's optional and at that point I'm just like, I'm good, you guys, like I'm good. Like there's no like, I'm not being lazy. I'm just understanding. And my coach understood that. I have to understand my body as well at 32 years old.
Yeah. There's a maturity level of that too. And I mean, inevitably the longer you play, the better you understand your body. Like that's just how it is. Like you can do that. I still I have to talk to Brody a lot to be like, can you manage me because I can't do it? Like I'm mature in my head, but not my heart. So like, you know, the like adrenaline, I'm like, I feel good. He's like, but what will you feel like in an hour when the adrenaline goes away? I'm like, okay, you're right. I'm probably
Yeah.
done. Or like,
Exactly.
you know, like, and you know, I know that about
And there's
myself.
that, and there's also that competitive nature where you're like,
Exactly.
okay, I'm gonna keep going, I can do this, and you're like, you're done.
Yeah.
I need you to step
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Speaking of competitive, Mish, are you playing forward here? What's going on?
I guess I had a high line.
It's a good series.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, I mean, you know, I think that that's such a good point, Misha, in regards to like, you know, you need a goalkeeper coach to also rein you in because again, we get competitive, we get into it, especially if we're training in a younger environment with younger people, and we go like, oh, like, no, I'm gonna show them I can still do this and blah 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 or whatever.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, like you can't play the next match because you overextended 3 days ago, you know, smothering.
And I also think there's a mental aspect to that, you know, and what comes into my head is like, okay, warm-ups, right? You get players that are in warm-up and let's say they're not making good saves and stuff like that. And like you see that keeper starting getting in their head. It's up to you as a coach to rein them in, to say, take a walk, come back in, make a nice couple saves, you're done. Go, you know, you're done with, you know, whether you're taking shots, whether you're doing whatever, you're done. You're refocused, you just made a great save, everything like that, get out. You know, and that's for a coach and that connection with your goalkeeper to also to rein them in, to understand if I let this keep going, this is going downhill right now. I need to be able to stop this and get somebody to refocus, period.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that takes a level of trust too, right? Like you need to trust your goalkeeper coach to listen to them. You know, if I'm in a competitive, crazy state and somebody I don't trust is like, hey, Mish, stop. I'm like, you don't know me. You know, like don't talk to me.
Yeah.
You know, but if it's somebody you trust and has your best interests and knows you, then okay, like I get it. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is the
You don't know me.
But hey, that's also another thing. And by the way, you know, Mish, you know, we're talking about veteran goalkeepers. You know, I think you can keep up with any 20, 21-year-old based on these types of explosive. Look at this kind of movement.
But it's also being smart. I think that's part of what Mish is saying is just like you're getting to the point where you have to understand yourself. You know, and I think a good example field player wise would be like Sinclair. Right. So Sink's not doing the same thing she used to do, but she understands her body and her limitations, and her positioning now is just like ridiculous. Right. Yeah. She's like, she positions herself so she's always in the right spot, right side, least amount of excess output that she has to do, but she can get the ball to her feet and serve it and find the slip pass. Right.
Yeah.
Back in the day, she might have been running all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
But now
look at Krieger last year. Yeah. You know, like Krieger had one of the best years of her career at 40. And we were like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you retiring? She's like, I'm done. But doesn't mean I can't do it. You know, like I'm just done.
She also has that knowledge to know where to position herself, where to put herself and everything like that, instead of making up for it with athleticism against an Alyssa Thompson who's just like, you know, going to run by you if you're going to try to go tit for tat at that age. So that's when the smart, like your education comes in and your years of playing come in.
Yeah.
Speaking of years of playing, like Misha, I actually want to ask you about this because I think this is something that a lot of parents out there and a lot of young players need to hear. There's such a trend right now of younger and younger and younger players going into professional environments, younger and younger and younger. I personally think, you know, unless you're going to be getting reps, there's no reason for a young goalkeeper to go into a professional environment until they've exercised, you know, their options elsewhere. You know, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I really think that right now we're seeing a lot of young players come into the league, and I think some of them have done it and done it really well. I think we have to remember that is still a small percentage. You know, like it's not like every 15 to 17-year-old is ready for this league. And then I think you talk about goalkeeping, and the experience of a goalkeeper plays such a role. And I think I think that like we've had young goalkeepers coming in in our environment and train. And I think it's incredible for them, but they're still playing at their college. They're still playing,
Right.
with their club team. They come in and they train. So I think, you've even a lot of the goalkeepers in the league now, like I know Hensley Handcuff at North Carolina, she trained with Orlando while she was in college in the summer. Like, I think if you have opportunities to train with pro teams, absolutely do it. Would I forego eligibility? I don't think so. I struggle with college soccer because it's such a short season. That sometimes I can understand why people want to go pro, because it's just you're playing soccer for 10 months out of the year instead of 3 to 6. But I just think as a goalkeeper, experience is everything. Game time is everything, even if it's at a lesser level. Like, I think you need to get those games and you need to have those experiences. And I think realistically, I think if you're a goalkeeper trying to go pro, it might be something where you're trying to look to go overseas to a lower level team where you're going to get games and you can play a bit. But then you're always risking, like, what are the goalkeeper coaches like? You don't, a lot of the times with overseas experiences, you don't know what you're going to get till you get there. If you're lucky and somebody's played there before, they can give you a little background. But, one of the teams I played overseas, I showed up and the goalkeeper coach was 65 years old. And I was like, what? Where am I? What did I just do?
I'm not that old yet.
No.
Geez, Susk.
What?
Don't look at me. I'm not that old yet. Oh my gosh. Guys, if you're tuning into this, we are about to start in a couple seconds here with St. Louis SC's Mitch Hildebrandt. I think this is going to be his 5th appearance on the show. We will definitely chat about that on the show. If you're watching this right now on the free preview on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, after about 10 minutes or so, it is going to be locked out. You're going to have to go and watch it on The Union. If you don't know what The Union is, go to theuniongk.com. You'll find out all the information. It is the exclusive home now of Inside the 18 Goalkeeper Podcast and Saskia Weber.
And me. That's correct. You can find me there too.
Yep, you can find me too. I've got a mentor session tomorrow with somebody. So shout out to Nicholas, who's doing a session with me tomorrow. Shout out to everybody who's getting mentoring from all sorts of different fun people. So, oh man. Well, Susk, I'm sure you got some things to bring up about the She Believes Cup before we start.
Hats off to Nair. On the PKs, the saves. Listen, we see so many goalkeepers that just guess and go the wrong way. This is a good example of why you don't, because she would have been beat by horrible PKs. So, because the quality of the PKs were not all the PKs, obviously. The US tucked some serious PKs away and stuff, but on Canada to PKs, the quality and the level at that level was just unacceptable in my opinion. So way to step up, make those saves, and then turn around and score a goal. I'm sure Sheridan's not very happy about that. I was expecting Caitlin to turn around and shoot, to be honest with you. She probably would have done better, but I know Canada knows that, and I know that the kickers know that it just wasn't good quality PKs. But congratulations to the U.S. team for another She Believes Cup. Another trophy. What is that? 2 trophies in a month?
You're just priming up for those Olympic send-off games, right?
Absolutely. We'll be at the one in New Jersey on July 13th. They're honoring the 99ers. So we'll all be there for our 25th anniversary. 25 years.
Oh. And by the way, guys, Mitch will be joining us in a second momentarily. He is just hopping off the training fields, so we should have him any second right now. But the great thing about that is that that he's very, very, very invested in what we're going to be talking about right here, which is alternative coaching opportunities. Actually, for those of you guys who don't know, before we start the show right here, Mitch Hildebrandt is now not just working with goalkeepers, but he is an assistant coach for St. Louis SC. He does performance analysis for them as well too. Lots of cool things. As Suska and I were talking about, that is the direction coaching is going.
You gotta go back and get your, I don't even know.
Go to MIT.
Yeah, you have to go to MIT.
Go to MIT.
Now. Spend more time putting stuff together than you do on the field, probably. Oh, you do probably. You would know better than I do. You're the one that has to do all the editing and everything.
Oh my gosh. No, you have no idea. And that's like that's not even like involving like session design and planning and all that kind of
But that's when you
stuff.
like get to the level where you have like an assistant that you can dictate responsibility to, or go back to MIT to figure it out.
Exactly. No, I mean, but it's such an interesting world, you know. I mean, like, oh, speaking of that interesting world, look who's here, right here, joining us.
Yes.
What's up, dude?
Sorry,
Hey, Mitch.
how you guys doing?
Good.
We're good. We're good. Do you have AirPods in?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Sweet. Just making sure. All right, let's get this going. Here
Awesome.
we go. Welcome to Inside the 18. I'm Michael Magid, live from Hollywood, California. With me in lovely Woodland Hills, California, before it rains again this weekend, because that's the way they make it happen for 99 World Cup winner Saskia Weber. And joining us from somewhere where it rains enough that they know how to deal with it, as opposed to here, where we shut down every field if we have 0.2 inches of rain. St. Louis SC assistant coach making his 5th appearance on Inside the 18, Mitch Hildebrandt. What's up, dude?
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, it's probably nicer there than it is here right now, but
Well, no, it's 81 degrees right now. It's really nice. It's gonna rain again.
it's just gonna rain.
I just moved the sandbags, Mike.
Oh my God. Yeah, Mitch, I don't know if you know this, dude, but like if we get like half an inch of rain, like you have to put out sandbags because literally the roads can't drain. It can't handle any
Nothing
type of rain
drains.
at all. It's insane.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So I just move them away from the garage door, and then I just move them back. Lately, like, because apparently we live in Seattle now. Not really sure
Hey,
what's going on.
you guys are getting like a decade full of rain at one time.
Absolutely. And I haven't had to like add water to the pool. I haven't had to like water
Perfect.
the lawn.
Isn't LA on like a permanent drought? So it's nice to get some water every once in a while.
I'm not complaining. It's fine. It's a workout to move the sandbags anyway.
True.
Speaking of workouts, Mitch, being on the show for the 5th time, you're part of the 5-timers club now. That's a workout in itself. Having to put together all these session designs and presentations and everything 5 times.
Is it really 5 times?
Yeah, dude. You've been on 5 times. Yeah.
I think Todd might have me beat, huh? He's on here quite a bit.
Yeah, Todd's been on quite a bit. I'd have to look and see who's been on the show the most. That would be, if anybody out there, if any like really crazy deep cut insider is watching right now and wants to do that research, we would appreciate
who's been there's some women that have been on quite a few times too.
Jill.
Yeah, there was like that goalkeeper academy that's run by the women's group.
Jill, yeah,
TK. That one. They've been on quite a bit.
Yeah.
No, and
awesome.
And shout out to everything they've been doing.
Apparently, we open every show talking about TKI lately.
I mean, this is
free advertising. Are you guys getting paid? Because
I know. Yeah, like last show, we talked about it for like 10 minutes.
Mitch, if we were getting paid, we would be getting an email response back in regards.
Yeah, that's good.
But anyway, let's talk a little bit about kind of what you got going on. Obviously, now you're at St. Louis. Shout out to you guys, by the way. Congratulations! What a wonderful first season in the league last year, and obviously, the job that Berkey did, in goal. I mean, just talk about stepping into the league and just making a name for yourself right away. I mean, it was just massive.
Yeah, it's nice having a goalkeeper of that caliber here. It shows that using a high quality spot in this league can definitely help you in those moments. So yeah, and I know for our young goalkeepers and the academy kids to watch a Champions League goalkeeper still kind of in his prime every day is only for the benefit to later on for the club. So I think it's good for everybody.
No, I like
And
that
one
you
of those.
said that
Go ahead.
because back in the day, that high quality spot, that money like wouldn't be going to a goalkeeper.
Sure.
And it
Yeah.
was like, okay, well, we're not going to bring in a goalkeeper, international, what have you, because we don't want to use an international spot. We don't want to use this for a goalkeeper. We'll find a local goalkeeper. We'll get him to where we want to do. And now, like with the changing and the way goal goalkeeping is changing, um,
Mm.
and how important it is, it always has been, but how important it is now is like that 11th official player on the field. Like now you're seeing that more and more where no, we that's one of the big spots. We have to put somebody in goal.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to have somebody that is a soccer player rather than just a goalkeeper,
Yep.
a leader, not just a player, and somebody that has the experience. So it's kind of it's good. It's like when I was back in Atlanta and they brought Brad back. To have somebody up the spine that has that experience is only good for the group.
Yeah.
One of the things that Mitch, in regards to all of that, I think a lot of people out there to just be clear about. People aren't bringing in international goalkeepers because we're not developing any goalkeepers in this country. There's some
Right.
great young goalkeepers coming through the system. Obviously, you worked with some at Sporting KC when you were in that capacity over there. Um,
Mhm.
but the world is changing. The game is changing. And honestly, goalkeeping development in this country for such a long time was just focused on, as you've talked about before, on just training in isolation and walking,
Hmm.
catching the ball. And when you get a goalkeeper that's grown up in a different environment where it's about team tactics first and then the goalkeeping aspect of the shot stopping second, it,
Mhm.
it, it just allows them to share that knowledge with the new generation.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for a new club that's just starting out, it's we're setting the goalkeeper standard with the
Yeah.
club, and later on, our next starting goalkeeper will probably be an academy kid and on through there. So we're definitely looking to develop. Our goalkeeper director Alex Langer has been doing an amazing job all the way down through the academy and the second team to develop goalkeepers for the future. But as a new club, we can't throw a 15-year-old kid that, we got from another academy in, so we need to start somewhere and to have kind of the top to show these kids how it's done, I think is the way to go.
No, absolutely. When we were doing the expansion draft for NWSL, like that was one of the main things I had said for Utah and for Bay was, you guys got to start from the back forward. You've got to get that stability, that experience in the back, starting with your goalkeeper, going up through the middle. You can play around with your outside backs a little bit, but then kind of build it forward, not from the top back. Because you need that experience. You need leaders back there because you're a new team.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
know, you, you,
absolutely.
you know now speaking of a new team, Mitch, you've been doing some things that I don't want to say that they're like unorthodox for goalkeeper coaches out there, but because the landscape is changing and everything like that. But like you've gone a little bit of different direction with your career path recently. You're not focusing solely on goalkeepers, but you're focusing more on like performance analysis and like working on set
Mhm.
pieces and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't do goalkeeping at all. So when you say don't focus at
Wow.
goalkeeping, so I don't do goalkeeping at all. I mean, I sit with our goalkeeper coach in the office and we talk goalkeeping. And I kind of I'm trying to stay a part of the union as much as I can, but I'm still part of the coaching staff, so I gotta throw my digs out when I can. And but it's yeah, from my career path, I thought it was best for me to go a different direction for the longevity and the passion of where I want to be. And um, and also, I kind of had a knee injury while I was playing, so you can't be a goalkeeper coach forever with a bad knee. So got to figure something else out. Um, But yeah, I think to learn the game and kind of doing, I love what I'm doing. I love where I'm at, and I love what I learn every day.
And by the way, guys, if you like learning and stuff and everything like that, you can continue watching this show where we're going to be talking about alternative coaching opportunities, and you can check out all the wonderful podcasts on the Union platform, as well as engage with top mentors, share your own content, DM people, all sorts of cool stuff. Just go to uniongk.com. You can find out that information on how to download the app on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Just go to the Union GK community on those stores and you can get it. So if you're watching the free preview right now, we really appreciate it. Again, you can just subscribe over there and you can watch it. You don't have to pay or anything like that. And we will see you soon. But for everybody else, let's continue on the conversation. So Mitch, what do we mean by alternative coaching opportunities?
Yeah, so like I said, I was trying to when I retired. I think I was on when I retired, and I was trying to figure life out, and I realized I couldn't get away from soccer. So I knew that I wanted to do more than be a goalkeeper coach because I just love the entire game, and so I started